This is 7 National News, and in our top story, UAE President H.H Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan has instructed the Khalifa Foundation to send urgent relief aid to Sudan following the devastating floods in the African country. The relief aid included food, tents and pesticides, which were dispatched to help Sudan address the floods that caused serious damages due to the continuous rains. According to Khalifa Foundation, the assistance, which comes in line with the implementation of the directives of the wise leadership, aims to alleviate the suffering of the brotherly Sudanese people, especially those affected by the floods that swept across a number of states in Sudan. The floods have killed at least 110 people and destroyed more than 14,000 houses since July, according to the UN. More than 161,000 people have also been affected. In response to recent guidelines that emerged from the Second Diabetes Surgery Summit offering type 2 diabetes patients an option of metabolic surgery, medical experts in the UAE have stated that patients should exercise caution and consider the implications of such surgical procedure. According to a statement which has been endorsed by 45 international organizations and published in the journal Diabetes Care, diabetes clinicians and researchers are calling for metabolic surgery to be recommended or considered as a treatment option for type 2 diabetes in patients with a body mass index of more than 40, and in some cases in those as low as 30. The chairman of metabolic surgery at King's College London was quoted in local reports as saying that many patients who have had surgery can go into a state of prolonged remission, and some even for life. An estimated 34 million people live with type 2 diabetes in the MENA region, and about 19% of the UAE's population is diagnosed. However, Dr. Job Simon, a consultant endocrinologist at Burjeel Hospital, said metabolic surgery can mainly help those with early-stage diabetes. Dr. Simon also pointed out that no clinical survey has been conducted to offer long-term implications. It was added that chances of diabetes remission were greater with a gastric bypass than with other procedures such as sleeve gastrectomy, although there is no guarantee of success.
Initially, these surgeries were done for morbidly obese patients when all other options of doing diet and exercise failed, and they went for surgeries like gastric bypass or biliopancreatic diversion. They found that quite a few of the patients actually ended up having remission on diabetes, and this often happened before even there was a substantial reduction in weight. So that led us to believe that there is something happening metabolically that is causing this reversal of diabetes. This came as a pleasant surprise. Now that argument has been taken further and saying to say that why not we do surgery for people who have diabetes even if they are not morbidly obese, because they are already having a disease which could progress and result in higher death rate. Type 2 itself, we are understanding more that there is a huge spectrum, especially like patients from India, let's say, who have type 2 diabetes. They tend to be thinner with much lower amount of insulin in their body. Their odds of getting into remission are not as good as somebody who's a classic type 2, which is called type 2A, who are much more obese and sedentary. They have a much higher chance of remission. So it's type 2 diabetes itself is not a single disease. There is a huge spectrum within that. But you have a very high chance of getting into remission, and there's no promise of a cure, but there is at least maybe around 60 to 70% chance that you might achieve remission, especially in the classic type 2 diabetes. So it's not a cure-all, but it's definitely worth looking into.
According to the chairman of surgery and deputy medical director, who has been conducting surgeries on patients from the UAE for over 4 years, patients should only view surgery as a last resort. While advising the public to avoid unnecessary surgeries, Dr. Ben Hidjeb stated that such surgeries can also lead to further complications as well as death.
The problem is not to reach the complication before reaching the surgery and the complication. We must prevent unnecessary surgeries. This is the point, and this is a question of education. The decision to do the surgery, you need the criteria. These are clearly defined criteria. Independently of the so-called standards or guidelines, you have to follow certain ethical aspects. This is very important, ethical aspects, and not to recommend to a patient surgery because either you need the number or because you get the money from the patient. Now the sleeve gastrectomy as such, of course, this is the meantime highly standardized surgery with limited complications. Now if you have, for example, patients with not that much high BMI, the problem is if these patients will develop a complication, you can find out this complication and you can discover it very, very early. But patients with a high BMI, it's difficult. It's very difficult because they are so obese that if they have an inflammation in the abdomen, they don't show a reaction. And mostly if they show a reaction, it's sometimes too late. They go immediately into septicemia, and then they are candidates for ICU.
The Roads and Transport Authority has completed over 80% of the construction work of Houdh Interchange on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, which is set to open by the end of November this year. The Director General and Chairman of the Board of Executive Directors of the RTA, His Excellency Matar Al-Tayar, was quoted as saying that the construction work completed at the intersection of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road and Al Yalayis Road included roadworks, lighting and utility lines. It is expected that all project works, including removal of all temporary traffic diversions at the ex-Al Houdh roundabout and the full opening of the project, will be completed on schedule by the end of November this year. According to the RTA, the project comprises transforming Al Houdh roundabout from a signalized junction to a flyover offering smooth traffic flow in all directions. It also covers the construction of 4 east-west bridges along the stretch of Al Yalayis Road, comprising 3 lanes in each direction with a total length of 600 meters. Work is also currently underway about widening a 4 kilometers long sector extending from Jabal Ali Al-Ahbab roundabout northwards up to Al Houdh roundabout, and is set for completion with the opening of the flyover in November this year. RTA officials are confident that the completion of project will eliminate the traffic overlapping in the existing roundabout and ensure smooth vehicular flow in all directions. Sharjah Police will start imposing fines on establishments which fail to install security systems in their premises. The fines range between 2,000 and 20,000 dirhams depending on the type of the violation, and according to the police are aimed at protecting vital establishments. The cameras also serve as an early alarm system that links it to the police operations room. The installation requirements are part of Sharjah Police's ambitious Sharjah is a Safe City project and follows the decision of the Executive Council number 28 of 2015 regarding securing vital establishments in the Emirate. According to reports, the penalty will be doubled if the violation is repeated during a year from the date of the first violation, while authorities can take 1 or more measures against offending establishments and confiscate the equipment and devices prohibited by this resolution. The Dubai Municipality has announced that it has started to implement smart gates that would allow residents to use their Knoll cards to enter public parks. According to the civic body, the smart gates are expected to launch within the first quarter of 2017 and are aimed at reducing long queues that develop particularly during weekends. Senior officials of the municipality were quoted in local reports as saying that the new system is currently being implemented at Mushrif Park, Al Mamza and Zabil Park. As per the expectations, visitors will be able to use their Knoll cards or Smart Knoll, an app that allows residents to use their mobile phones to check in and out of public transport modes. In addition to the smart entry system, the authority has also revealed plans of installing self-serving kiosks, which is expected to offer more convenience for the park visitors. The initiative is part of the municipality's efforts to integrate its services with other government entities to achieve Dubai Plan 2021 in becoming a smart and sustainable city. Abu Dhabi Municipality has fined around 29 beauty salons in the Emirate for failing to meet health and safety standards following routine inspections. According to the Abu Dhabi Municipality, the inspections targeted hair-cutting salons falling within the jurisdiction of Musaffa Municipal Centre to ensure the compliance with the health and safety standards and the use of legal materials. From the beginning of June until the beginning of August, the municipality had carried out 541 inspections of beauty parlours and hair-cutting salons at Musaffa, resulting in reporting 39 offences and serving 42 warnings against non-compliant shops. Such violations related to general hygiene, specifications of equipment in use, sterilising of equipment and the use of cosmetics. The capital's civic body further added that the violations included poor hygiene, improper cleaning of beauty equipment, use of expired or fake substances, untidiness, careless attention to hair washers and improper placing of cosmetics. And finally, in the bulletin, the world's largest indoor theme park, IMG Worlds of Adventure, is opening in Dubai at the end of the month and expects to welcome 4.5 million visitors within its first year. The 1.5 million square feet of temperature-controlled indoor theme park is the size equivalent to 28 football fields and has a capacity of up to 30,000 guests per day. Located on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road in between the Villa Project and Global Village, the park has taken 36 months to build. Made up of 22 anchor attractions spread across 4 main zones, the Marvel area features 5 immersive rides themed around superheroes and Avengers. The Lost Valley is a dinosaur-themed section and a homegrown concept which includes the Velociraptor, a 1.1 kilometer roller coaster which accelerates from up to 100 kilometers in 2.5 seconds. In addition, the Cartoon Network Zone has been created for the younger audiences. Visitors enter through the IMG Boulevard, which introduces dining options and shopping. Tickets are priced at 300 dirhams for adults and 250 dirhams for children, which is defined as anyone under 1.2 meters in height.
IMG Worlds of Adventure is a 1.5 million square foot park, fully indoors. What is unique about the park itself is the fact that it is built like an outdoor park, but with a roof over the top. We didn't want to build it like a typical indoor theme park where you feel everything is quite condensed. We wanted to give people the sense that it's an open feeling. A lot of the vision came from the owners themselves, Mr. Ilyas and Mr. Mustafa Galadari. They were hands-on throughout the 36 months from planning the park out with the multiple different developers that we used across Orlando, Canada and Europe. We use actually multiple partners to help construct and develop the park itself. And they were actively hands-on with every element of the park, working with our Chief Projects Officer, Marcus, to develop each one of the concepts.
Park officials today held a press tour ahead of its official opening, which included a sneak peek of many of the action-packed rides in the Marvel Zone. Avengers Battle of Ultron utilizes stereoscopic 3D and motion technology, while Spider-Man Doc Ock's Revenge is a 400-meter spinning coaster aimed to propel guests through the New York skyline set. Hulk Epsilon Base 3D is a 100-seater ride that combines 360-degree projection and motion to virtually experience a Hulk battle scene. Additionally, Thor Thunder Spin is a top-spin ride inspired by the battle between Loki and Thor. Over in the Lost Valley 5, some of the signature rides include a safari showcasing 70 prehistoric life-sized animatronic dinosaurs and the world's first dinosaur-themed carousel. Speaking to the press in attendance today, organisers stated that they are aiming to bring a new level of family entertainment and experience to Dubai.
We are creating a whole new tourism sector in Dubai today. Today, Dubai has been heavily focused on retail, shopping, and a lot of beaches and the great outdoors, but entertainment hasn't really been on the forefront. And today, if we want to grow the average length of stay for tourists in the country, you need anchored entertainment attractions, and I think we're the first piece of that bigger puzzle coming into play. We have the first moving advantage into that space. We're an attraction that can house people all day long, which will hopefully drive the length of stay. This region is void of a quality entertainment destination today, and I think we play rightly into the sweet spot of this new Dubai vision of becoming like Orlando 2.0.